Hello everyone, I'm Wazzup. Today I wanted to make a different type of video. Now I know the tier list format isn't exactly original, but I've been wanting to make this for a while. This video is also considering the 3.0 Field Office expansion changes, so it'll be as up to date as possible. I will be basing their rank on each gag's base stats and not the organic version. That'll be for a different video. I'll be ranking each gag on each factor I can think of, just like when you get it, just everything. So let's just go ahead and start. Alright, the feather. The first tune-up gag you get. Can usually be gotten pretty early, so, it's like, it's good to have heals from the start, honestly, but usually people pick sound. So honestly, I could see this going in like the D tier. When you first get it, it could be nice, but you really want to get to the next gag ASAP. And for the Megaphone, this one kind of follows with the same thing, but it's your first like AoE heals, and that could be really useful, especially for early game, but honestly it's not that great. But it does provide a stun potentially, so tune-up is useful in that sense too. So I'm honestly going to rank it higher than the feather, because it can heal up to 18 if there's like one person or one tune that you're healing. Yeah, I might move these based on like later on, based on how they rank. Now the lipstick, the third tune-up gag you get, does up to 30 damage. I'm probably going to rank it like C, and we are starting to get higher up in the rank. You'd expect the higher level gags to be better, unless like the first gag is really good. But yeah, I'll be shifting these around later on. Now the bamboo cane is your second group heals. It's definitely at least a B tier. I might make that higher or lower, but even max tunes carry this gag. It's level 4 gag. You're going to be stuck with the cane for a while. It can be pretty useful. Alright, next up is the Pixie Dust. Your level 5 can heal up to 60. So yeah, this gag got nerfed recently. A 14.3% decrease. 60 is still a lot. But, this gag is really useful. So I'm gonna at least put it in A for now. It's your strongest. In most scenarios, it's gonna be your strongest direct form of healing one person, and that's usually needed. Now the Juggling Cubes, these got nerfed 15 points in total, so it can heal up to 105, which is a 12.5% decrease. It's still a really good gag. I'm not going to put it in S tier, I don't think. I mean, it's crazy powerful, but it's not, I don't know, it's not S tier. It's definitely better than the Pixie Dust though, because it can heal up to 105, and that's just crazy. Now, the High Dive. This gag, so this is our first level 7 that we're going over, and I might have to move it around, but yeah, it can heal, I'm pretty sure it can heal like 70 to, yeah, I think it does 210 healing, I'm pretty sure. That's just crazy, especially if you have like 2 people, it's just going to heal them like fully. But with a group, you can heal them. It's like a Pixie Dust, but times 3. So I'm going to put that in S tier. That's just crazy. I don't really use the High Dive like a lot, but it's just good to have. It's just something, it's kind of just nice to have. You don't really need it though. If tune-up ended with this gag, I'd be fine with it still, because it's still decent. Alright, the Banana Peel. So it can take out a level 2, but it needs a lure. It's not good. You just get the rake. Just get the rake as soon as possible. The rake is pretty decent, I guess. It's not super, but you know, it can provide a stun for your lure as well. So honestly, I think it belongs like right there. Yeah. Now the marbles can take out level 4, I believe. Yeah, they do like 35 damage. It's really just it's not that great. Same with the quicksand. Honestly, it's just it can take out like level 5s, I think. And if we're not talking about organics. Never mind. Yeah, it's not good. The trapdoor, so it can take out level 8s now, I think. No, it can't. No, it does 85 damage. It got a 21.4% increase. So it still can't take out level 8s, but it can take out level 7s now. So trapdoors can be pretty nice, honestly. Especially if you're stuck with them like in a field office. Like, the fact that they got boosted really helps. And since they took out like carryover in the CEOs, the battle is quite different, and you might need to be using trap more because the cogs don't always die together like they used to, especially if you know, were using certain combos. So yeah, the trapdoor is pretty decent, honestly. Now the TNT, the TNT is really good, and you can carry more now. That's another thing. You can carry more trapdoors, so it's a pretty reliable way to provide a stun for your lure. And same with the trap. Being able to carry 3 of these, it's really good. It's a good backup. It plays well with lure. It's a great way to take out cogs that are like too uneven in health. Like if you have 1 level 12 and then 3 lower cogs, you know, it's a pretty decent gag to kind of clear. But the TNT itself, like, yeah, it pairs well with combos. Good for taking out 12s. It's reliable, and you get 3 of them. Honestly, I might consider S later. We'll see. Now the railroad, it got a boost, so it now does 200 damage, and it got a 2.6% increase. So it can take out the old like level 12s. 200 damage for all the cogs is really good, and it provides I believe it provides 4 stuns. So yeah, it's really good. But the thing is like people are using trap more now, so it's like it's not like where, you know, sometimes you'd use like your railroad and it would take you forever to get it back because like you didn't use trap as much. But nowadays people are using trap more, so you get your railroads more often. So it's pretty good. I don't think it's like, it's a good way to just kind of clear everything. It's really good. So yeah, okay. So lure, for lure, they removed stacking, so you can't use like, you know, 4 hypnos and get a crazy amount of turns. You can't do that anymore. It caps out at what the gag you used at. So that was a pretty big nerf, because usually you could, you know, provide a couple stuns and then double magnet, and you'd have a lot of time to recuperate and think about the future. Now they don't want that to be sort of exploited, which I think is okay. So first off, the $1 bill. It really sucks without a stun, especially training it up. It's not a lot of fun. And is it really useful? Just having lure in itself is useful. Usually you might get this in Donald's stock or later on. Preventing damage is really important in this game, and it plays well off the tune-up and trap very well. So I honestly think it's probably like there. Well, no, honestly, the level 1 version, like, no, I changed my mind. Level 1 is garbage. Like, just get to level 2 as soon as possible. Once you get lure, just do that ASAP. And once you have level 2, being able to lure in up to 4 cogs, and playing well with tune-up and trap, getting potential stuns, I think I could honestly see it going in C tier. Because once you get this gag, you know, it helps. But honestly, like, really it's the level 3. I'm going to put it there. The level 3 lure, each time you increase your lure, you're making it more accurate. So as you go along, you get more accurate gags, and it has a better base accuracy. The $5 bill is actually pretty decent. Maybe like there. Honestly, like if it has a stun, it can be really good. I think that's a fair spot. Now the big magnet. I recommend getting your lure to level 4 as soon as possible, because once you hit the big magnet, you start to feel a noticeable difference, and you can carry more of these. So just getting to this gag is really good. So I honestly think it's probably like there. It's a good gag when it's maxed too. Carrying up to 15, which is just crazy because like you never need that much really, unless you're like soloing. Even then, now the $10 bill, I'm gonna put it like at the lower end of A tier. This gag, once you first get it, really helps, and especially after the magnet, being able to carry more of these, it helps just that much more. Honestly, I think it may be there, actually, because just being able to lure in cogs and getting up to 7 of these when it's fully maxed, and it's pretty accurate. It's just a really good gag. The Hypno Goggles, I'm gonna probably put like here. Preventing cog damage is really important. It provides a bonus for throw and squirt, and it lasts for a long time. So you'll have plenty of time to deal with each cog after you use one of these. It's just a very nice gag. And yeah, I don't think I need to go over organic stuff, but yeah, I think that's a good spot for that. Now the presentation, it caught a nerf. It used to be 15, and now it's 8 turns. Previously, I probably would have put it up here because it was broken, especially with lure stacking. Like, you could do some crazy stuff with this, and preventing damage for up to 15 turns was really nice, but now it's 8. So honestly, it's not S tier anymore. I don't think. 8 turns is still a lot. Like, that's a lot of time, but really, especially with okay, I also need to consider honestly, I might like change that, and because I need to consider field offices. I haven't done a lot of them, but I also need to consider that the boiler unlures your gag, or unlures the cogs that he spawns. So yeah, the bike horn, just get to level 2. Honestly, it's just I was gonna make a meme like putting it at the top, but seriously, it's not a good gag. Yeah, just get rid of it as soon as possible. Now with the whistle, I'm probably gonna put it like once you get sound. So you can get sound really early, which means it can be developed really early on. So a lot of people are gonna have sound, especially from the get-go. So just having the whistle will help you, because you can now join in with their sound and get that 20% boost. Now the bugle, I'm probably gonna put it's your sound at this point is not gonna be good, but if 4 of you use a bugle, it's gonna do a lot of damage really early on, and it's gonna be really nice to have. So it's definitely better than the rake, that is for sure. I'm probably gonna put it maybe there. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's why do I have the marble so high? I feel like that should be switched. Honestly. Yeah, maybe that. Now the Auga. This gag. Oh my goodness, this gag. So you can get this gag really early on. It's a pretty accurate. Once you get your sound to level 4, it starts becoming like really accurate. I mean, it kind of always is, but it becomes really accurate at this point. And leveling it up, people usually get to Auga really early on. It is probably one of the better gags. Now, when I put it up here, I'm ranking the gag based on all of its factors. You use the Auga a lot. It's a great trunk replacement too, and it'll help you in potentially law, boss for sure, like the back nines. You want Augas, and in mints, it's good in VPs. It's good in factories. It's good everywhere, just about. Yeah, and you can use it a lot more. I think I think I'm gonna put it there. The Auga is one of the best gags in the game. That's just one of my opinions, but I'm sticking to it. Now the trunk is like, typically I would like rank the trunk like higher than the Auga because it's stronger. Yeah, it's stronger, but you only get 7 of them. But your Auga is kind of that backup, I guess. And the base trunk, 21 damage. It's not that much, but with the group, it can take out up to level 8s if you use just 4 of them. A lot of combos need trunks, and I think just getting to the trunk, honestly, the trunk is stronger than the Auga, and you're gonna use it just as much, if not more, than Augas, honestly. So, yeah, honestly, I think it belongs there. The fog is probably the best gag in the game. Doing 50 damage is pretty nice for one toon. But yeah, fogs they're useful in just about everywhere you go, actually. Yeah. It's just the best. You're going to be using fogs a lot. Once you unlock the fog, it really helps you work with the group better and kind of just plow through the game. It's still the best gag. Now, the opera is really good. Doing 90 damage can take out level 8s, so you can pair this with like drop if there's like 2 8s and 2 12s or something. Really useful, especially when paired with other sound. It's great for when you kind of run out of sound and you want to just take out even more cogs. It's a good extra. Plus, you use sound so much, you're going to be getting this back all the time. It's really nice to have, and you can kind of use it a lot. So I might consider S+ tier, but honestly, I think it belongs in S tier. It's a really good gag, and once you get it, your sound is really accurate. It's really nice. Now the Cupcake, kind of the first gag you get. It's really not. It's nothing really good. Nothing to report about. Just get to level 2, and once you do get to level 2, you start to see a pretty nice jump. It's still pretty inaccurate, so your throw is going to be missing a lot, especially if the cogs are higher level. But once you get this gag, it's a pretty nice upgrade, but it's not... It's probably like maybe there, honestly. Now with the cream pie slice, jumping from, I think it's 10, I think that gag is 10 to 17. It's probably like there, honestly, in my opinion. It's a pretty nice upgrade, but it's still just throw, your main attacking. This gag is probably going to be there, the whole fruit pie, because it's a good upgrade, and maybe I should consider this actually maybe a little higher. Yeah, with these level 4 gags, actually. Probably, I don't know, because this is similar to the Auga and the Trunk, where the level 4, you're going to be using the level 4s occasionally, especially in field offices where they restrict you. So I'd probably say it's about there, honestly. Now, the whole cream pie, is a pretty reliable gag, and in a lot of cases, especially like in law, if you have organic sound, this gag is just going to be used so much. It's great for taking out level 10s if you have two of them. It's great for 12s if you use 3 of them with lure. It's a great, generally reliable gag, and it's used like everywhere, almost everywhere. Like, it's not like the best gag though. It's really just, I don't know, your throw isn't like crazy accurate, but the fact that this is used in field offices, VPs, it's universally a pretty important gag. Honestly, like, I don't know, I could see it. See, I'm kind of ranking these based on every factor, based on usage, based on when you get it, all those things. So this is making it more tricky. I think the fact that this is used just so much as a level 5 gag, I think it belongs probably, yeah, I'm just gonna rank it there, honestly. The birthday cake. Before the update, I might have put this in A tier, honestly. But the birthday cake, this gag is the single most important gag in field offices. And I think just for that reason, it's got to be a contender for up here. Just the base birthday cake, it's pretty accurate. It does 100 damage. It's just generally a good single attacking move. And I don't know, I'm comfortable putting it up here with the Foghorn, considering field offices too. It's definitely high up here. Now, once you unlock the wedding cake, it's a good group attack, especially with lure. If you pair it with lure and another throw, it can do some pretty nice damage. But you got to keep in mind that for level 7 gags, in order to do yellow damage, an attack has to be used, and it only does it to that one cog. So the birthday cake caught a nerf, in my opinion. But it's still a really, not the birthday cake, the wedding cake. And you're using throw so much, especially from the field offices. I think it's a contender, honestly, like maybe there, honestly. Because I think about it, use one of these with lure, it'll do pretty good damage, but it won't take out 12s unless it's paired with other gags. The railroad will, and I think that honestly puts it above the wedding cake as a gag. Okay, the next gag, the Squirting Flower, I believe. It's there for me. Honestly, it's probably like, yeah, right about there. Not a very good gag. Does very little damage. Can't take out any cog on its own. But paired with other ones, it can start doing some pretty decent damage to like those level 1 and 2 cogs. But you just want to get to level 2. And once you do get to level 2, you unlock this gag. And see, I think this gag kind of belongs like right here. Maybe on one of these two, because it's really not a good gag, but it's your level 2. So once you get it, it's better than level 1, but you know, yeah, it doesn't really unlock a whole lot. And the squirting gun, I think it belongs like right next to this one. Honestly, it scales up pretty similarly to throw for the first like 3 levels. Once you get it to level 4, you get the seltzer. This gag can be used in a lot of places, but usually isn't better than like these ones up here. It's definitely not Auga territory. Honestly, unlocking this, I feel like it takes you. See, this is level 4. Honestly, probably like with throw, but maybe even less. Honestly, no, I honestly use it more than like. In every field, I honestly use it more than the cane. I don't usually use tune-up. Usually tune-up is like a last resort for me. Like, if people need tune-up, they need it. But unless the cogs need to be stunned, I'm usually not using tune-up. The fire hose, once you get it, it's like kind of nice. It's useful in VPs. It pairs really well with drop. But honestly, it's not that great when using it with lure. Like in other squirts, like maybe yes, but if you use like a bunch of hoses, it's really not. Like 30 damage isn't that much, honestly, and it's a whole attack. But it is pretty accurate, and it pairs really well with drop, which drop is used in a lot of places. So I'm probably comfortable with like that, honestly. I think that's a fair ranking. The Storm Cloud. This is also used in field offices a lot. Very versatile. Pairs very well with sound and drop. And yeah, I think the fact that you use this gag in field offices a lot, it's great for back nines. It's great for, like, honestly, offices. It's your secondary attack that just, it's good to fall back on. It's kind of like a lot of people see the cake as better, and I honestly do think it is better, but the cloud is pretty decent. 80 damage isn't bad, especially when paired with other ones. I think I'm comfortable putting it like there. It's definitely a really good gag. A tier for sure. I might have to switch these up, but yeah. Now the Geyser. The Geyser is a pretty nice gag, doing 105, I believe. It's pretty accurate. Like, it's one of the most accurate gags in the game. And it affects 4 cogs. Can be used with lure, but honestly, all level 7s caught a nerf, generally. Well, yeah, sort of. Not all level 7s. Throw and Squirt. These ones in particular, my bad. Because when paired with lure, these are the ones you're going to be using for knockback, for that, that yellow bonus. So like throw, squirt, and drop, and sound, I guess. The Geyser, I'm probably going to put it like there, honestly. I think that's a fair spot for it. It's not the best level 7, especially not now. The Flower Pot is probably there for me. It's not a good gag. It just gets a level 2, just like all the other ones. It's not good. Level 1 is not good. And honestly, same with this one. This one doesn't really help that much. It's not like noticeably more accurate. And honestly, yeah, I think it falls there for me. Now the Anvil, once you get to level 3, it starts becoming kind of more accurate, but being able to do 30 damage after like someone stuns or something is really nice, and you can get this really early on. So I'm probably gonna put it like there. It's one of the better level 3 gags. The Big Weight, hold on, I said that, and then I think it honestly belongs in like the C tier, the bottom of C tier. It's a pretty decent gag once you get it. Same with this, but honestly, it doesn't really improve by that much. And once you're max tune, you don't use these like at all. So yeah, it's really not that good of a gag. Now the safe got touched up on. It now does up to 70, a 16.7% increase, and it does help the safe out a lot. Like if you use 2 fogs and a trunk, and then a safe now, I think that works. It does a little bit more. I always thought that it should do a little bit more, and I'm glad that it got the boost, honestly. But the safe isn't like the best gag. It's great with sound. It does wonders. 2 trunks and 2 safes, or if you need to safe a cog, using a safe after sound makes your safe a lot more accurate, so it boosts the safe a lot. I would put the safe probably... See, I use it like a lot, but I don't think it belongs in A tier necessarily. Probably at the top of B tier for me. Definitely a good gag, but you don't use it like you don't use it on the boiler itself. That like you can't attack the boiler with drop, and usually you'll want to lure the cogs in and like use remotes on them. Yeah, drop isn't like level 5 drop is decent. Now the piano. This gag is one of the best in the game. Just for the fact that it pairs very well with sound. You know, you use 2 Ogas, that's 2 stuns for level 12, boom. It pairs very well with sound, for sure. You use it to mainly just take out level 12s when there's like lower level cogs too, because it pairs well with sound. So usually when you're, you know, if there's like 2 level 9s and 2 12s, you'll use 2 fogs, and usually you can use a cloud, but also the piano's accuracy got boosted from that, so it's not a bad option too. Good thing to fall back on. And probably for me, it's still better than the TNT in my opinion. I think the TNT is really good, especially when organic, but this isn't talking about the organic gag. This is just the base gag. The piano, once you unlock it, you can start doing a lot more damage. It's really the one that makes drop what it is. And the Toontown, so drop is still good in the sense that with those version 2 cogs, if you take out the cog and then attack it afterwards, like if you used a different gag track, it'll still do the damage. So like if you use 2 cakes on a level 12 version 2.0 and then used a piano, like a hose and a piano afterwards, I'm pretty sure it would take it out completely. So drop didn't really get nerfed in that sense. Plus, drop isn't used, like if you use, it still got nerfed in the sense that when you use like another drop with it, with the Toontown, it'll still do yellow damage, just not to all of them. I believe that's how it works. So it is kind of worse off than it was, but just thinking about it, like it does 10 more damage than the piano and attacks all 4 cogs, but really the main thing about it is once you max your drop is when it's most accurate. So just getting to this gag is an incentive because it makes your other drops a lot better. So honestly, in my mind, 8 turns. Oh, but the thing about the presentation that I forgot to mention is it got an accuracy boost, a 5.6% increase from 90% to 95%. So the base gag itself, you don't need to use stuns with your presentation. It will always be as accurate as a gag can be. So it's not a low accuracy, honestly. The presentation is kind of higher now, which does help it because you don't need, I mean, that's usually what you'd use the presentation for, is when you need to recharge your team or whatever, or you just need time to stall, whatever. It's useful in that sense, but this gag I'm probably going to put here for that reason, because that accuracy increase is useful, especially for level 12s, for sure. Yeah, I think that's honestly my ranking. I'm just going to go through it to see if there's any anything that I kind of rethink. The fog and the cake are the best gags. I don't know if I'm just thinking about it because this gag, I might shift it around, honestly, because level 7 gags, yes, they're really good, but you're not always using them. Especially if you're that type of person to just keep it 0 to go. I don't know, these gags you're going to be using so much more. It's going to do a lot more for you just having these than just having this one is. I think that's worth moving them around in terms of overall usage. You only use these ones once. You can use these 3, these more. Another thing to consider is also where are these going to be used? You're not going to be using this in a factory. You're not going to be using, so like, it kind of like takes these out of the question for that. It's a little bit different for that, I think. But yeah, I think this is, I think these are fair S tier picks. I feel like some would argue for the piano to be an S tier, but like, it's really good, especially, you know, with sound. Like, you use sound everywhere. You having drop with you is crucial. People that go dropless, I understand. Like I get that. I don't know. They made dropless tunes better, but still, drop is still really good. Really good. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's probably. Yeah, honestly, I don't know. See, these I could see switching around. Hypno is really useful. Yeah, I think this is good for A tier. B tier, the safe. Honestly, yeah, the safe is probably the better of all these in this order too. I kind of agree with this. Maybe move that one down to C2. Honestly, it's still not really a good gag. Yeah, I think that's fair. For D tier is the largest tier, but honestly, I kind of agree. These gags, you know, once you get high enough gags, you just move on, and they don't do much for you at all. And yeah. Alright, so that's my ranking. Generally, this is what I think of the current meta. This is my gag ranking. Let me know if you like agree, disagree, or, you know, if you just do your own. I'm pretty sure I made a public template, so you could just use this one, or you could, you know, make your own. But yeah, I don't know. This was really fun, but that's probably my ranking. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm Wazzup, and I'm out.